So do you regret going to college, or would you do it all over again if you could?
That's a really good question. I do feel like college wasted a lot of my time, and but yes, I do regret it. Yeah, yes, I do regret it
Yep.
because what I realized it was just what I've learned, right? That basically got me to the level where I'm about to own a brand that's a seven-figure brand. I basically paid the $3,000 for a mentorship to learn how to do that, you
Right.
know? And
Sounds
it's
very
just,
important.
and and basically when I realized the amount of time I had to spend in college, I spent about 5 years because I was paying most of it out of pocket. So it was really hard for me to go every single semester full time, right? And then to see on top of that, I like to even make some real money in my field, I had to go take another test. So it just felt like the in reality, the whole accounting program could have been done in 2 to 3 years, realistically.
Yep.
They like basically they spread it into like 4 years, and realistically, not everyone can finish that in 4 years because so many classes, so many what's that called again? Like
Like,
Prereqs.
yeah.
credits, so many credits that they require, and it's not even realistic that you'll be able to get all of those in 4 years. Um, and basically, it took me a year taking this thing super seriously to make it work, and I'm able to duplicate that process through multiple different brands. I could I could use that same knowledge I have to help people grow, start, grow, and scale their other brands. Like big companies are looking for guys like me to do stuff like that for him, and they're willing to pay me like the big bucks. Like I'm talking more than doctors. They will be willing to pay me that because their return on investment will probably be 10x that.
Right.
And that's when I realized that that whole time I was just like giving money away for free. Like even though like I've learned a skill, but like I've learned a skill that I knew I potentially would have never used in my life. I don't even think after I've gotten that degree I would use it because I was so business minded, that I was just like I need to own my own stuff and eventually grow to a point where like I'm content with it.
And then you have
And
people working for you.
yes, and I wouldn't see it as like just people working for me. I just want to give people opportunities, and if some and basically once our brand is big enough to expand and hire people from the US and all that stuff, these people will get more out of working with me than working with everyone else because I would literally teach them the game. Like anyone that works for me, I would want them at some point to want to be able to go open their own stuff because that it's I'm not saying it's easy to do that with ecom, but there's a blueprint, and if you stick at it for long enough, it won't take you long till you start seeing some results because it all comes down to science. Well, I'll give you an example. Like the industry average profit is 20 to 30%, right, off your revenue. So let's say you're making 150 like in sales per day.
Right.
That's 30 bucks a month, right? I mean 30 bucks a day times 30, that's 900 a month. That's an extra 900 per month. And the good part about ecom, your thing is running every single day. Like I might not work for that day, but it's still bringing me money every single day, 7 days a week. And you can build systems to free up your time. Like you go on Fiverr.com, you'll find a virtual assistant from India, and these guys are amazing, by the way. They're probably like one of the hardest workers I know. Like that guy, I pay him like $5-6 an hour. He frees like 6 to 7 hours of my day.
Damn. He
Like,
probably has like
you
multiple
know,
people that he's working for, right?
um, I don't think so at the moment because he's really working like almost 60 hours a week for us.
Yeah.
Like he wanted that, like because we're going to switch that process because we don't want them to get too sloppy. We don't want him to get too busy that he's too tired to do his job properly. But he wants to get the hours for now, and he basically works like eight to 9 hours every day. He's but he's on a different time zone. I don't know how he wakes up during our time zone, but he still finds a way. But
Damn.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure
but like,
he does work for other people, because this dude would show me his set, like his working set from last year. It had every single Apple thing you could think of: Apple Watch, iPad, MacBook, iPhone, like everything. I'm like, dude, like you're making $5-6 an hour, like
That's what I'm saying. So he's probably
well,
that.
3 to 4 people.
Running it up.
Yep.
no, because the cost of living is so low over there.
Yes.
It makes sense. And another thing too, you're worried about like what time he gets up. Unless he's working with you during the day, which sounds like he's working overnight. That
Yes.
is very tough to do. Oh my God, he works overnight, yo. Which is why I feel bad for kids who are back home, like in their home countries during this pandemic, taking online school. I feel bad for them, but this guy's at least maximizing.
Speaking of the hours,
He,
sorry,
Mhm.
what kind of hours do you work?
when I first started, that's because I wanted to, because I really wanted to learn everything. I'd say I used to work like 8 to 12 hours, but they didn't quite feel like it. But then now, in reality, I probably work like 3 to 4 hours daily. Today, probably 2. You know, that's because we have systems. Before you can do that, you have to create systems like your customer service team and all that stuff. And then how you bring your traffic, like your store, like fulfillment, all that stuff. Like once you have everything set up, all you have to do is to just do your checklist daily, check if everything's aligned, and that's it.
Damn.
But right now we've gone into a system where like I can get away with working 2 to 4 hours a day, which I don't like. I need to put in some more work in my plate. That's when you get too complacent, and I don't want to. I want to work as if like I was like broke and I was like making nothing.